Yo, what's up everybody, Swillow here, and today I'm going to be doing a guide on sky types in Pirate Warriors 4. So I did want to do character specific guides, but one of the new unique elements to Pirate Warriors 4 is the typings. And I want to talk about sky types first because they're kind of the most abstract to this game engine, and they also have some of the most unique traits that I really want to talk about. So as you can see, I have the sky type fighting style up here on the screen. Let's go over all of their abilities. So they become invincible during power dash. This is really strong because the defensive options in this game are much weaker than the past Pirate Warrior games where you had a fully directional invincible dash. Now your dash is no longer invincible and you're not able to control the direction it goes. So this becomes really strong for them, being able to go invincible whenever they do a power dash. And this also works well with the second skill. The second skill, Power Dash, can continue until stamina runs out. So now that you can hold Power Dash to extend it, combined with the invincibility, this allows you to go through attacks. Now, I don't know if you're invincible throughout the whole duration of holding the dash. That's actually something that I really want to find out, and I will put it in the description of this video if I do find out. But I'm just going to assume, like, from my experience so far, I've been able to go through pretty much any attack that I've tried to go through, just holding it. Now, enemies above the ground can be caught up in an attack using Power Dash. This sounds really weird, because in what case are enemies not above the ground? But basically what this is saying is that enemies that are standing on the ground, when you Power Dash, you'll suck them up off the ground with you. And this becomes so strong because it becomes strong for two reasons. I mean, the main reason they put this effect is because sky types, when they go into full force burst, they're 100% airborne. They can't go onto the ground. So that I know they added this so that they have a way to hit enemies on the ground more effectively, but this can really be this can be exploited and abused to make characters that have really bad crowd control, like Sanji for instance, really good at crowd control. Because the hit radius of the dash and the enemies it sucks up is really large. So it allows characters like Sanji to have really good crowd control by using the power dash to suck enemies up off the ground and then hitting them to finish them off. Next up we have, can use stamina to start an attack when falling after an aerial attack. I mean, this is like a neat little perk, I guess, but it's not something you're really gonna use a lot. I feel like I've never really found myself taking advantage of this trait. Sky type full force burst. Gain the ability to float constantly. So this is what I was saying earlier. When you go into full force burst, you're 100% airborne. And this is like, I don't know if this is necessarily a perk or not, but it's just how it is. You lose access to your ground attacks, but you don't have to worry about like jumping, I guess. It just makes it easier to utilize your air moveset. Stamina usage is reduced during a power dash. This is a big deal because this will allow you to travel across the map faster than any other character can. You can travel from the end of one corner of a huge map to another in seconds, whereas other characters it would take them like a minute or more. So this is amazing. The movement you get with this is simply the best. So let's go into an actual mission and show this off. I'm playing as Sanji right now because, like I said, I want to really show how sky types help him be a better character. So first let me get my full force burst before I actually do anything specific. So as you can see, if you see me power dashing, you see how I'm pulling up all these enemies with me, which is allowing me to get really good crowd control with Sanji when he normally wouldn't have good crowd control. Okay, almost got that full force burst. So there we go, got full force burst. So first let me just kind of show that example again. When you power dash, you see how I'm pulling all the enemies up with me? That even deals damage to them. So I brought all of these enemies and almost killed them with a power dash. It truly, like, his crowd control is really bad. Like you see, normally I can only hit like a couple enemies, whereas that power dash will suck up a larger volume of enemies. And now let me show you an example of how fast I can travel. So I'm going to go down to the bottom corner of this map, right? Basically this bottom space where no territory is, and my goal is to reach it to the top of this mountain, and to the top room of the room at the top of the mountain. And I'm just gonna see like how fast I can do this. I haven't actually practiced this yet, so this isn't gonna be like speedrun quality, but let's just see how fast I can get from one end of the map to the other. See, we had to take a diversion I wasn't predicting there. Alright, we gotta refill some stamina. Refill our stamina. I feel like I'm not taking an efficient route. But I think you all get the idea, right? We're moving pretty fast. So there we go. I made it from one end of the map to the other, and pretty much with 3 bars of stamina, and that was relatively fast. Like, I want to believe that was under a minute. We could definitely go back and you all can like you can time me in the video, or I'll look back at the video and see how much time it took. But as you can see, sky types can move extremely fast. They can suck up the enemies on the ground, which allows you to get great crowd control. And they're just a lot of fun to play as. They're definitely a fun class to play as. And also when you get this situation like where you see I'm right now, I'm really high in the air, right? And you're like, how do I get lower so I can actually fight? Basically in this situation, you just have to power dash. Either lock onto something, or if you hit like a terrain slope, you'll go lower on your own. So as you see, I kind of went lower on my own, low enough to where I can start sucking enemies up. So yeah, if you find yourself in that awkward situation where you're too high to hit anything, you just gotta power dash, and as you can see, it'll start to lower you down to a level where you can more reasonably fight. And that's pretty much it for sky types. You know, obviously watch my character videos of sky types to see how I play them and utilize all the skills. Also, I want to talk about the skills. I actually forgot to do this before I quit. Let me show you my build. I wanted to talk about this before I actually went into the mission, but I want to show you the skills I use, which is also in my skill guide, but I'm going to go over it again in this video just to like keep this sky type focused. So let me go get my character. We're back in Sanji. I'm going to show off the skill. This is the build I run with him. So in this build, I have cheat death for the damage modifier. I have tenacity because you're less likely to flinch with this, and I like this, but this is something you could switch out. This is the first really important skill. Aerial Expert. Decreases stamina consumption while airborne. This is really strong for sky types. I highly recommend it to help manage stamina. Then you have Full Force Burst Enhancement. This is really strong for getting increased attack in Full Force Burst, and combined with Resilience, which increases the duration of Full Force Burst. These two skills are really effective for enhancing Full Force Burst and allowing you to maximize the sky type's traits. So this is a perfect skill to bring both of these two together. Hidden Resolve restores stamina when using a special move. Those are your R1 abilities. So this is an absolutely amazing skill. Once again, I highly suggest, like, if you watched the Sanji video I put up to see how I put this build to good effect, because this is the build I used in my Sanji video. But this is, oh my gosh, I love this skill so much. It gives you a nice chunk of stamina back, and Sanji specifically gets his R1s back so fast that he just has infinite stamina. And there's definitely other characters that can take advantage of this too. So this is kind of like the sort of build I run with. Tenacity is a skill you can change out. You could take out Aerial Expert or Hidden Resolve if you wanted to based on preference. I recommend having at least one of them. You need some sort of stamina management, otherwise it's going to be hard to like really abuse and exploit the sky type's strong points. But if you can have them both, that's the better. But if you feel like you want to put in something else, more attack or more defense or something, instead of having 2 stamina management, definitely do that. But this is a build I really like. This is like a fun, comfy, effective build. Highly recommend it. So that's it for this video. If you all have any questions, just leave a comment, and I hope you enjoyed. Sky type.